One of the questions that we're often asked by our clients is, what's the appropriate ratio of staff? How many full-time positions should I have versus how many part-time positions should I have versus how many per diem positions should I have? And oftentimes what we see is that there tends to be organizations that are heavily weighted one way or the other. So for example, they may have 90% of their staff are all full-time, which really limits the flexibility that they have to adjust their schedule to the volume or actually fill a schedule. We also have other staff members where they may have too many per diem staff or too many part-time staff and not enough full-time staff, which then leads to the situation that they're unable to actually fill their schedules with the right complement of staff. So what we find is that you have to really have that balance between the full-time, part-time, and per diem. And one of the industry standards that we see and tend to share with our clients often is that the full-time ratio should be somewhere between 70 to 80%. Your part-time usually falls somewhere between 15 and 25%. We usually, hedge on a 20% part-time complement, and per diem can be anywhere between 5 and 10%. So I think that's really important that not only do you have the right skill mix, the right management structure, but you also provide flexibility with your staffing levels.
Well, I think when you look at flexibility within those positions, within those complements, it is really important to understand how to schedule those various components. So you have your full-time staff that needs to fill X positions, and you have your part-time that fills in the holes, and then you use your per diem at the end to fill in where you may have gaps due to vacation, due to FMLA, things like that. What we tend to see, which we try to correct, is the use of per diem based off of when that per diem is available. So I know that this per diem is available on Thursdays, let's say, for a shift, and so that's when I use that per diem. Or I end up using the per diem on almost a full-time basis. Well, then that just tells me I need another full-time person, and I'm using that per diem inappropriately. And those are the things that we often have to correct to get back to that root nice complement of the 70, 20, 10% of my full-time, part-time, and per diem. And correcting that sooner rather than later is definitely key to having a nice balanced staff complement within your department.
And it can make a huge difference without even understanding, what that difference and impact might be on your actual outcomes for your financial goals or your operating margin. Because if you're using a per diem staff at a full-time rate, typically you're paying a higher hour per or dollar per hour amount on that per diem. And if they're using full-time, you actually could have a per diem that's serving in a full-time role that would cost you more than the full-time employee plus benefits. So it's really, important to understand that balance and make sure that you're keeping your eye on what the, financial impact is of that complement of staff.